In this video, I'm going to be responding to a tweet that says that Wharton students think that a six-figure income is normal, and by the end of this video, I'll have read through that tweet as well as some other reading that has to do with this difference in economic status. And by the end of this video, you'll also have one key principle that no matter your socioeconomic status, it's something that you can do to make a difference in your life. And in the description of this video, there's a free how to start your next semester strong. So if you're a college student, check that out. So the first thing that we have to do is read this tweet by Nina. And what she said was, I asked Wharton students what they thought the average American worker makes per year. And this is #1 trending on Twitter right now. And 25% of them thought it was over six figures. And one of them thought it was over $800,000 per year. And she's a professor at Wharton. And I love this. Oh, good. I went viral. And a lot of people want to conclude that this says something special about Wharton students. I'm not sure that it does. People are notoriously bad at making this kind of estimate, thinking the gap between the rich and the poor is smaller than it is. And so you've got all these kind of crazy responses, and then Wikipedia and the differences between race as well, and other people pointing out the differences in terms of if you're in the city versus if you're in the country. And then I just wanted to point out the abstracts of two of these articles. Disagreements about the optimal level of wealth inequality underlie policy debate ranging from taxation to welfare, and we attempt to insert the desires of regular Americans into these debates by asking a nationally representative online panel to estimate the current distribution of wealth in the United States to build a better America by constructing distributions with their ideal level of inequality. And this part right here, respondents dramatically underestimated the current level of wealth. And second, respondents constructed ideal wealth distributions that were far more equitable than even their erroneously low estimates of the actual distribution. And most important, from a policy perspective, we observed a surprising level of consensus. All demographic groups, even those not usually associated with wealth redistribution, such as Republicans and wealthy, desired a more equal distribution of wealth than the status quo. And then the second article that she recommended in that tweet was basically the differences of people from different countries. And we compare respondents and estimates the wage of people in different occupations, chief executive officers, cabinet, unskilled workers, to their ideals for those wages, or what the ideals should be. And we show that the ideal pay gaps between skilled and unskilled workers are significantly smaller than estimated pay gaps, and that there is consensus across countries, socioeconomic status, and political beliefs. Moreover, data from 16 countries reveals that people dramatically underestimate the actual pay inequality in the United States, where the underestimation was particularly pronounced. The actual pay ratio of CEOs to unskilled workers is 354 to 1. And that far exceeded the estimated ratio of 30 to 1, which in turn far exceeded the ideal ratio, which was 7 to 1. So respondents underestimate the actual pay gaps, and their ideal pay gaps are even further from reality than those estimates. So what does that mean for us? I think the first thing is that although some of these students may have said that, it's also based on this incredibly normal to make this kind of mistake, as put by, that was a study with over, I think it was 400 or 500,000, 550,000 people, and they were all on that same plane. They were all on that same understanding. And why is it that it's so easy for us to want to attack whoever these college students are who made this mistake? And I wonder if a part of it is people being mad that that's not where they are, that that's not normal for them. And the other thing is, I think whatever our normal is so contextual. So if they grew up with their parents, either one parent or both parents, making six figures, and their friends or their parents' friends also make six figures, which kind of makes sense because there's this context, and wherever we are, usually the people around us are somewhat similar to us. And so if all they've ever known is that, it would make sense for that to be normal and for them to legitimately not know or not have the perspective, especially if they're 18, 19, 20, somewhere in that range. That seems, it's very easy to be naive to what other things and what other realities people are experiencing. And it can be really simple things, like something that I learned a while ago is to be grateful that that I can just go and walk at night and not really think about it. And I didn't realize it till I was around my sisters and had some conversations where it's like, oh, they won't walk around at night by themselves, whereas I have no problem with it. And that's an advantage that I have that I didn't even realize that I had. And I think there are so many things like that for each one of us, depending on where we grew up and the context that we grew up in. But the one principle that I do want to share with you that works across the board, no matter your socioeconomic status or where you are in life currently, is this one thing, which is to control what you can control. You can't control the circumstances of the past, and you can't control what's going to happen in the future. But what we do know is that we can control who we are today and what we do today. And there may be obligations, there may be bills to pay, there may be mouths to feed, there may be rent or different things like these that we do have to do. And within that, what are the things that we can do to maximize what we do have to do? Maybe we have to drive or go to work or do these things, whatever they are. And how do we, within that, create a better us? How do we be people who build character, who major in the major areas of life, in our faith, our foundation, our finances, relationships, and health? How do we control what we can control within those areas? So that's the question I want to leave you with. If you have one thing that you're wanting to improve on in those areas, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to see it and support you as you grow in that way. My name is Daniel Barnes. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.